is it going, people? Welcome to the stream, and all I can say, what a day! What a day to be an Arsenal fan. Genuinely, what a day to be an Arsenal fan. It is actually insane. News drop, everything's happening. Of course, Super Duper Mick is staying for 3 more years, unless he gets sacked or something in those lines. And yeah, we'll release a new kit. Coincidence again? I don't think so. Obviously, Robert Pires has spoken on Bukayo Saka, compared him to Doku. We're gonna look into that as well. We're gonna look a bit about history of Arsenal while Arteta has been here as a manager, and all that good stuff, basically. So, we have quite a bit of stuff to discuss, so I really hope everyone has had a great Thursday. Everyone's feeling great, fantastic. Let me know down in the chat or comments below if you're watching this as a playback. What do you think about Mikel Arteta? What do you think about him re-signing for 3 more years? Let me know all that good stuff in the comments or in the chat. And we are gonna get things straight off with this, of course. With the big news of the day. Morning, 10 a.m. Well, my time, at least. 10 a.m. I am working. I check X and I see David Ornstein. And it says, exclusive. Mikel Arteta agrees new 3-year contract as Arsenal manager. 42-year-old Spaniard was into final 12 months of previous deal, but any uncertainty now is removed. Fresh terms run until 2027. Huge boost for Arsenal before the North London derby. So basically, it's a huge boost just before the North London derby. As if we didn't know he's gonna be here for North London derby, pretty much. But at the end of the day, this... I don't even know what to say, to be honest. Not good news. Not good news. Because there is certain levels to this. Because Ornstein tweeted this. Then this got retweeted by Fabrizio Romano, which he tweeted, by the way, in May. This year in May, that Arsenal have already prepared their new contract proposal for Mikel Arteta. Arsenal are super happy with Arteta and the feeling is mutual. Both want to keep going with current project together. Arteta will be one of the best paid managers in the league. Best paid managers. He's won nothing. One FA Cup. Then he destroyed the squad, spent 750 million, and has built a squad which has done nothing. Gotten us in top 4. Well done. Amazing. Incredible achievement. Where's the trophy? Where is the trophy? We're basically rewarding failure here, nothing more. Mikel Arteta has signed more contracts at Arsenal than he has won trophies at Arsenal. Let that sink in. It's actually very, very insane if you think about it. Big up, coach. It's not big of a deal. Managers can still be sacked with years left on their deals. Yeah, obviously, but still. But Arsenal aren't gonna pay a 6 million or whatever compensation. Exactly, that's the big thing. He should go. He should not be in risk. For me, right? Let's be real. I want him gone, right? Let's get it out of the way. The thing is, he had 12 months left, 10 months left on his contract. How about you let him do his thing, and maybe in April, March, see what is what. Where we are in the league. Where we are in Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Where we stand. Because at the moment, everyone's happy about him. Everyone. Kroenkes are happy, everyone's happy. At the moment, it's insane. They gave him a huge pay raise, they couldn't buy a striker. It's frustrating, but don't mind waiting till the end of the season and make true judgment. I don't care anymore. We are dusted. We are dusted already. We are not gonna win anything this year. I have already made amends with that, let's be real. We have rewarded him basically getting top 4. And the sad part in all of this is, right? Here is an article. 15 highest paid football managers in the world. 15 highest paid, right? And here is the list. All 15 highest paid managers in the world of football. First one, Roberto Mancini in Saudi, 21.5. It's Saudi, so he kind of gets the gist of it, let's be real. Pep Guardiola, Manchester City, 20 million a year. Third best paid manager in the world, 15 million a year, is Mikel Arteta. 15 million a year is Mikel Arteta. For what? Before that, he was on 9 million. This is utter, total disgrace and disrespect. Let's be real. Because if you look the managers that are close and around him, he's basically, let's just look at top 6, for example, right? Jose Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti, Diego Simeone, Pep Guardiola, Roberto Mancini. Managers who are pretty much elite or even better than that, legends of the game, manager-wise, at least. How Mikel Arteta is getting twice as much as Luis Enrique, for example, at PSG. He's getting 7 million more than Jorge Jesus at Hilal. He's getting 6.1 million more than Jose Mourinho. He's getting 5.4 million a year more than Carlo Ancelotti, man. Don Carlo Ancelotti. What are we doing here? Carlo Ancelotti in 1 year has won more trophies than Mikel Arteta has won in 5 years as Arsenal manager. In 1 year. Yet he receives a bit less than a half, a bit more than a half than the Mikel Arteta is gonna get. So what are we actually doing here? It is actually insane. And it's not a coincidence because we're gonna look at this as well. But let's be real. Pep Guardiola, 20 million. 100% deserved. Mancini, Saudi tax and everything, but overall, let's be real, deserved. Because at the time when Wenger was at Arsenal, right? He was also the highest paid manager in the league. But he at least won something. He had some merits. This guy has basically too much gel in his hair, and it's not a coincidence. Surprised he's not gone bald yet. Although he copies Pep, he might as well go bald then. It's actually insane. It's mad. 15 million. That's like me going to my work, failing to achieve any of the goals I have at work, and I get basically double the pay raise. Just because. Because they like what I do, per se. Which company operates like that? What kind of business runs like that? How a manager who has won nothing can get more than arguably some of the best managers in the world, some of the best managers we have ever seen? Like, what are we doing here? Like, seriously, Diego Simeone, Carlo Ancelotti. We increased his money from 9 million to 15. Okay, cool. And now when we say, for example me, when I say I want him gone, and every Top Gooner, Arteta only fans, Arteta sexuals and all them people say, oh, who you gonna hire in place? 15 million a year. Diego Simeone. Carlo Ancelotti maybe won't move. Where are they? Simeone and Inzaghi. If we basically triple his wages, you don't think he's gonna come? Managers are more or less like players in a way. You pay the money, they come. We can pay him 10 million and he would come. Oh no, but that would destroy Arsenal. No, it wouldn't. It's just insane. We could have signed quite a bit of these managers on the same wages. Seriously. Diego Simeone, Ancelotti. We had a chance to get Ancelotti twice before we signed Mikel Arteta, and while Mikel Arteta was here, when he was finishing 8th for the second time, if I'm not mistaken. We had 2 chances to sign him. Oh, but what he did at Everton. He got him in a spot where Everton hasn't been in basically in centuries, what it feels like. Then he goes to Real Madrid and wins everything. Ancelotti has managed to get sacked by Real Madrid, come back to Real Madrid and still win more. And on top of that, Carlo Ancelotti in his 2 spells has played less games than Mikel Arteta in his 1 spell at Arsenal. Like, imagine, Arsenal easily for those 15 million. Ancelotti, Simeone, who else is there? Like, Where are they? Inzaghi, another manager I would take at Arsenal. Get Amorim for Sporting Lisbon. He's probably on about 2 million a year. You tell me you offer him 8, he's not gonna come? Offer the Girona manager like 5 to 6 million. You don't think he's gonna come? Come on, man. This is disgraceful. Genuinely disgraceful. We are rewarding failure for once. And for second, we are paying him insane money, which, based on the salary every other big manager is getting, doesn't add up. The maths ain't mathing here. How insane that has to be. Okay, I kind of have made amends that he's not leaving. I kind of already got that he's gonna resign. But maybe try and resign him in April when you have a clear picture where we stand. Because if we sack him now, the money we will have to pay him to terminate the contract and everything will be through the freaking roof. Although Arsenal are used to that. Buying out contracts, getting players for free, basically paying them off to get them off our hands. We have done it before. Why not do it with manager as well? Why not? Like, seriously, what are we doing here? And to make matters worse, Mikel Arteta has the nerve to come out on social media and say this. Stan and Josh Kroenke are the hungriest sports people I have ever met. I've never seen ownership like it. The level of support they give you, that's something incredible. Why is he sounding like a tampon commercial? Like, what is he doing here? Hungriest sports people I have ever met. The big franchise of KSC, entertainment and all that stuff, you get what I mean. They own 5 sports teams or 6 sports teams. Ironically enough, the only one that has won nothing is Arsenal. Yet they are the hungriest sports people. Where was the hunger this summer transfer window to get a striker, backup for Saka, backup for Odegaard, another midfielder? Where was the hunger to win, to raise the standards, raise the accountability and everything? Where was it? Where? This is just stupid to the highest level, let's be real. On the other side, let's be real, let's not be all negative, let's just look at the other side of the things. This big contract 100% puts extra pressure, in my opinion, on Mikel Arteta. Because if he doesn't perform now, if he doesn't win anything now with the 15 million bags a year, he needs to go. He needs to resign, he needs to get sacked or whatever. How is this a thing? How is this a thing? Players are happy, so that counts for me. They will fight for him. I'm still thinking FA Cup, Carabao Cup and semi-final UCL will be good, plus at least they challenge them. We won't challenge. With the fact that Odegaard is out for at least a month and a half now, Merino is going to be back after the international break of October. After October international break, who knows what he's going to look like and everything. I'm not too sure. Genuinely not too sure. The next 3 games pretty much which we have to play are very crucial now. Because if we lose them, we might as well just pack the bags and leave. I also got to pay rise because the team I took over is struggling, but now we have made progress. So those bosses are happy and I understand it. I haven't won yet, but my juniors... That's good. That's good. But that is a different thing. Well, I get it. It's an amazing thing. I'm not discrediting you. You're doing a phenomenal job. But at the same time, this is Arsenal. One of the biggest teams in the world and in England. You are expected to win trophies. We haven't won a league for 20 goddamn years. How is that a progress? We were in top 4. Wenger declined for a few seasons. We still won FA Cups, by the way. He got sacked. There was no chance in hell that Emery is gonna get back because no one... It's like basically how it's going. It's like a relationship in a way. How this is going. Long-term relationship, Arsene Wenger. Emery was your rebound. No, nothing happens usually with the rebound. Rebound is just a side piece you have for a little time so you can get over the big breakup and then you kind of reset and begin the next long-term relationship, which is Mikel Arteta right now. Because those fans will never accept Emery. 100% if Emery got the backing Mikel Arteta has now, 5 years, 700 million given, 100% he wins something. 100%. Unai Emery has won 3 times in a row Europa League with Sevilla. He destroyed Arsenal pretty much to win Europa League with Villarreal, playing Coquelin at right wing and Foyth at right back and stuff like that, bums like that. Like, what are we doing here? I coach tennis, by the way. No, tennis is different. Tennis definitely is different. Kroenke is want a yes man, unfortunately. Simeone, exactly. That is the thing. They all want a yes man. That is one of the biggest issues. Kroenke wants a yes man, and Arteta wants players who are yes man. Because there's no other explanation why, for example, we don't sign Tony. We have never signed players with big egos. And any big ego which we had in the club, Arteta has basically exiled from the team and binned him instantly. He cannot deal with egos. He cannot manage egos. He just wants yes men. Yes sir, I sir, yes sir, I sir. He doesn't want players who throw a challenge to him. But how can you grow as a manager if your players don't challenge you? If the players don't test you? If they don't give you challenges every day to learn something new? How can you grow as a manager? What only the yes man will do in this case? This is insane. 15 million a year. More than Simeone, Ancelotti, Mourinho, Inzaghi, all them, man. I don't hate Mikel. Hate Mikel, he's done a thing. Yeah, I'm not discrediting Mikel Arteta for what he's done, right? At the same time, he hasn't gotten over the line. It's been 5 years. Last 2 years was his chance to get it over the line, and we fell flat at the time when the things mattered the most. When the things mattered the most, when the going got the roughest, he tried to do something stupid like against Villa, playing Havertz the midfield, doesn't buy a striker so we can finish his chances and everything. He doesn't do the obvious. He does very predictable things. He cannot get it over the line. He's our Brendan Rodgers in a way. He's gonna get us to the second place, challenge us for a few years, and I strongly believe with the fact that we have squad which is thinner like a piece of paper, we gonna fall back this season. We won't be 2 points behind City. We won't be even 5 points behind City. We'll be further behind. 100%. But change the manager and he doesn't get backed by the board and still won't win anything. Question if Pep swapped the exact team with Mikel right now, who would... Pep! Pep Guardiola would win the league if we swap the teams specifically right now. Even though the City players have the know-how, they have won it and done it before, one thing that for me the most lacks in this Arsenal team is mentality. A manager, a leader in the team, who knows how to motivate players, who knows how to raise the bar, who knows how to keep them accountable, and who knows how to install the winning mentality into the team. Pep Guardiola is not just a great manager, he's a fantastic coach. Arteta is only a manager, he's not a coach. Because if he was a coach, Arsenal players would look whole different. They would evolve, they would grow, they would develop. We wouldn't see same things every single damn game. Every single season. We wouldn't see the same patterns. We would be evolving. But we're not. If Pep Guardiola was at this Arsenal's wheel last season, we win the league. 2 seasons ago, even with Saliba injury, we win the league. Why? Because he knows how to get the job done, how to get it over the line, and how to do these things. That is the big case. No, I don't think so. Because we haven't seen Mikel Arteta coach an out-and-out number 9, like this bagsman. Because when he was at City, they didn't have that per se. They had Aguero, Mahrez was playing as a number 9, Zinchenko was playing as a number 9. They didn't have out-and-out striker like that. As soon as he binned Mikel Arteta to Arsenal, he signed Haaland. We sponsored basically the Haaland signing for them by signing Jesus and Zinchenko. Arteta doesn't have the way, he doesn't know how to properly coach a number 9. Hence why we saw Lacazette dropping at CDM number 6 position at times, while Aubameyang was playing left wing back at times, dropping that low. He doesn't know how to coach a striker, Because we don't have any evidence to see that he can. He hasn't signed a striker as of yet. It's been 5 years in charge, 700 million spent. Only forwards we have signed is Trossard, Jesus and Marquinhos. We haven't signed a striker, a bagsman, like Haaland, like Gyökeres, Osimhen. Who else is there out there? Just for comparison, not say that we can get him. Lautaro Martinez, Lewandowski, like a bagsman who is up there, who's gonna be there, who's gonna score goals. Who you can cross the ball to, who needs one touch and bag it in. Tony. We haven't seen that under him whatsoever. We haven't seen that. The one time we had that with Lacazette, he made him play CDM, who was in the twilight of his career for Premier League terms in a way. But that is also only under Mikel Arteta. Because one thing Unai Emery knows how to do is coach attackers, coach strikers. No wonder Aubameyang won Golden Boot. Aubameyang and Lacazette were linking together, up together like they had eyes at the back of their head when they were passing and running circles around defense. Remember the game against Valencia when we played under Emery against them? Napoli and everything. It was completely different story. It's not, I don't think so. Genuinely, I don't think so. Mikel at City, no Pep at Arsenal. Just give over. No, big up Abdu in the chat, but no. Mikel at City, now Pep at Arsenal with the same squads. Pep Guardiola. For me, Pep Guardiola. Even last year, Pep Guardiola would get us over the line. 2 years ago, when we were 8 points ahead, Pep Guardiola would know how to keep that lead, how to get the job done. Because what happened 2 years ago, we basically screwed ourselves. Yes, we had to play Rob Holding, but we had options. We had options to switch formations and do other things. We didn't do that. True, he messed up Guendouzi. Guendouzi got messed up and everything. Obviously, Aubameyang, in a way, not per se, but in a way. You don't think, let's just say, Pep Guardiola is at Arsenal. You don't think he can get the best out of Pepe? Really? Pepe is Doku before Doku. He would be phenomenal at Arsenal if Guardiola was the manager. I still think he should have been at Arsenal. The thing is, Mikel Arteta doesn't like his profile. Doesn't fit the system. How about you be a proper coach and coach the team in a way where you elevate his strengths and cover his weaknesses by elevating other people's strengths? How about you do that? How about you be a proper coach and manager for once? Huh? Pep has always coached, dominate teams, etc. But give him one job like Mustafi, Socrates, Kolasinac, etc. He would. I think he wouldn't go to extend, but to be honest, 700 million, if you give him that squad, he would do it. You give him this squad we have right now, at this second, he would. He 100% would. There's no shadow of a doubt in my mind. Because Pep has that it factor. Pep has the X factor, it factor, wherever you want to call it. Only thing that Mikel Arteta has is hair gel to make his hair look good and make him the best looking Spaniard we have ever seen, according to Arteta sexuals and Arteta only fans that everyone follows. That is the only thing. I still cannot get over 15 million for failure, for doing nothing, getting us back in top 4. Okay, cool. You built a squad. Okay, cool. Have you gone it over the line? No. Have you won us trophies? No. You have binned every single trophy you can imagine as a side dish in FA Cup, Carabao Cup. You had a chance to win Premier League 2 years ago. What you did? Nothing. You had a chance to win Premier League last year. What you did? Put Havertz in midfield and you lost to Aston Villa. To rectify those mistakes, when you don't have a striker, you have clinical striker issues. What you do? You don't buy a striker. You buy Calafiori. You buy Merino. Goddamn Sterling, and that's it. Like, we didn't do anything. We got rid of from players we should have gotten rid of years ago. Yet we don't replace them whatsoever. Only club in the world who makes profit by selling players. Why did we have to make profit this summer? Why? Because we don't have PSR or FFP issues. Only reason to that is that, well, Cronkies didn't give us the money. That is the only explanation. For me. Because Edu has screwed up. How comes we have novices in every single position you can imagine? Novices. Because Josh owns the Arsenal. Stan owns Arsenal, Josh runs it. Well, in a way, you get what I mean. Edu is a novice as sporting director. Arteta is a novice pretty much as a manager. Well, not now, but he was. Jack Wilshere, novice for Youth Academy. Same goes for Mertesacker, novice was there at the time. How comes we give our ex-players every single role you can imagine instead of hiring proper professionals? Utter and total incompetence in terms of player, in terms of management. We sack our youth scouting system. Where are our scouts now? Where are our scouts? We have a rapper as one of the scouts. Our rapper as one of our scouts. Like, what are we doing here? Edu is Brazilian. We should be able to get some gems from Brazilian market. 3 years ago, we were looking at Savinho, who is now at what's its face? At City. 3 years ago, we were scouting him at Atletico Mineiro. City came in, 6.5 million, some add-ons, sell-on clause. He's gone. He then gets loaned down to PSV, then to Girona, now he's at City. 3 years ago, we were scouting him. Edu is Brazilian, he should be able to identify these players. How comes he cannot identify Estevao, for example? Endrick. How comes he cannot identify none of these guys in Brazil, for example? Not to mention other South American countries. She should be able to have some contacts there in Brazil to see, and someone calls you, see, yo, you see this guy at Fluminense, you see this guy at Grêmio, Cortibia, Chaponense or Vasco da Gama, you see these guys? Go check him out. He might be good for you. How comes he does none of that? What does he do throughout the whole time we are not in the transfer window? Sucks the toes? Cooks barbecue? Goes to galas, Taylor Swift concerts? Yet at the same time he gets awards as the best sporting director. For what? What has he done? Wasted money? Yeah, he can get trophy for that. He can get award for that. How about signing proper players for once in your life? 2006, Emirates. We go to Emirates to compete with, what's its face, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona. We got sold a dream. Now, 2018, they buy the full shares from Gazidis, Usmanov, and all them, man. They buy it and they become owners. Be excited. We get into Champions League, 5 years later, 4.5, 5 years later. We need Champions League to sign world-class players. 2 years now in Champions League it's about to be. Where are the goddamn world-class players? Zinchenko? Fabio Vieira? Kivior? Are those the world-class players you were referring to? We haven't signed any high-profile world-class player. World-class player. We haven't signed anyone. We haven't. Like, seriously, we haven't. We have signed Odegaard, who is at Real Madrid. You could classify from Real Madrid's point of view of failed talent. Ancelotti didn't like him, he binned him. He shines at Arsenal. But if he was that good, he would shine at Real Madrid at the moment. Instead, Real Madrid played Dani Ceballos as a number 10 at times. Dani freaking Ceballos. Remember him at Arsenal? Remember that guy at Arsenal? Oof, the days, huh? How comes we don't sign these? How comes everyone can find deals of a century in the market we don't? Only one that we have found in the last, 10 years, I would say, is Trossard. That's the only one we have found. They all work in cohesion, like together. And Arteta is as well a guy on the transfer board, committee or whatever it's called at Arsenal. So there are two things. Either Arteta doesn't want certain players that we have been linked to, like Gyökeres and stuff like that. Or Edu has screwed him, together with Kroenkes. One of two options. Because I refuse to believe that Arteta is that blind that even Stevie Wonder can see that we need a striker, yet we don't sign a striker. How comes he can see that Arteta can't? Unless he doesn't want a striker. Because at City, when he was there, he saw how City won leagues without a proper striker. They had Aguero, as I said, who else? Zinchenko played there, Jesus played there, what's his face? Grealish played there, and Mahrez played there. Like, what is happening? What are we doing here? And it's not a coincidence that that the contract announcement has come out right now, when the wheels of the Arsenal are slowly falling off, with Odegaard injury being out for most likely at least month and a half, 2 months. He will be back at best in November, at best. It's not a coincidence. And on top of that, Arsenal also launched Champions League kits, by the way. They also do that. They launch Champions League kits. Another kit for Arsenal. Come buy the kits. We need more money. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Ticket prices go up. I know some Arsenal fans who have gone to Arsenal games for 10 plus, 20 plus years. They haven't gone for the last 2-3 years. And only reason why is because Arsenal have priced them out of going to the games. Prices are that high. You can buy a season ticket, but unless you go to 20 out of 23 home games throughout the season, or something like that, you cannot renew your season ticket. It gets taken away from you. Why? I pay my money for that. 1,200 pounds. I pay for that. How comes you are taking it away from me? Yes, you can give it away in a raffle and everything. It kind of gets the money deducted from the next year's season subscription. But what's the point? How comes I have to attend certain amount of games to keep my season ticket? Where does that make sense? It's all about the money. It's all about the money. And if you cannot go in the last second, you have to give it away back to Arsenal. It's not going to be another 30, for example, it's a £60 ticket, right? They're going to sell it for 180, 150 because it's the last minute buy. And they're going to make a profit, massive profit on top of that. It's all about the money. Nothing this club does is for the fans. It's always about the goddamn money. And now to see that Mikel Arteta has won nothing at Arsenal, pretty much. 15 million a goddamn year. 15 million a year. And he has the nerve to sit here with straight face and say that Stan and Josh Kroenke are the hungriest sports people he has met. And they are level, it's amazing support they give you. It's incredible. Like, what are we doing here? Like, seriously, what is Arsenal doing here? This is freaking embarrassing. How much has West Ham, Spurs, Newcastle spent since Mikel took over? Yes, but it's other teams weren't spending too. Yeah, but Arsenal have spent. The thing is, expectations is also a big thing. Expectations for Arsenal compared to expectations to West Ham or Newcastle, two different things. Arsenal had much higher expectations, at least from the fans. Well, some of the fans, because by the looking at other things, they don't care. Because they have adapted the Arsene Wenger mentality that top 4 is a trophy. We are cool in top 4. We don't need anything else. It was like when Wenger was here 10 years ago more, when everyone did season predictions, always they put Arsenal as 4th place, always, and they didn't use A as the first letter, but number 4, just to signify that that's Arsenal. What are we doing here? Florian Wirtz, Nico Williams, Javi, Simmons, Osman, these are, exactly, we need the levels. We need people who raise the level of the team. By the way, big up BX Gunner in the chat. We need players to raise the level. But at the moment, none of that is happening. The sad part in all of this is, these players were obtainable this summer. Well, some of them, not all of them, but some of them. Florian Wirtz, it looks like he's gonna go either City or Real Madrid next summer. Both teams are looking either at Musial or Wirtz, so I assume one will get the one and another one will get the other. Nico Williams is gonna stay at Athletic Bilbao for another season, or he will go to Barcelona. Javi Simmons is now on loan at RB Leipzig. He will either play in PSG or he will get sold for, I would say, about 80-90 million to some random team. Arsenal won't buy him. Osimhen now at loan at Galatasaray. How the hell did they get Osimhen on loan to Galatasaray? How comes we didn't do that? Just for sake of an argument. How comes we didn't do that, for example? Oh, but it's Arsenal. We need 80 million. Pay us. It's actually wild. Frimpong, Lautaro Martinez have so many good players we could buy, but choose Merino-ish, and I don't know what to say, bro, but I'm backing the team till May. I'll reassess. I get that. I fully understand that. Two things. Frimpong at Arsenal. I'm not sure it would work because we have Ben White there. Unless we play 5 at the back, Ben White goes to center back. Because we have also Timber, who technically is going to play left back, but is a right back and everything. Holy fuck. Now, Lautaro Martinez. One thing. I don't want him at Arsenal for one big reason. He's very wasteful in front of goal. Many times when they play, when Argentina plays, when Inter plays, everything, he is quite wasteful in front of goal. I'm not gonna lie, quite wasteful. That is the big thing. Sorry, need to respond to a message. That is the big thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't be against that. Rafa Leao, for me, is a bit overhyped. I don't want him at Arsenal. He's just a pace merchant, pretty much. He's similar like Martinelli, just with quite a bit more tech, let's just say that. He just runs and everything, he does the things, he throws the ball, but he has his brilliant moments. It's similar like Eddie Nketiah. Based on highlight reel, he looks like Prime R9. But in the game, many times he does very questionable things, to say the least. That is how I see it. So for me, if we could have gone for left wing, even Nico Williams is questionable at times. But overall, we needed a left wing. Well, left wing technically we don't need, but we need. But unless we sell Martinelli, we are not getting a left wing. That is the big case. Right wing we need. We need a proper right wing backup. Even not a backup, a proper somewhat starter even, who will push Saka to a different level. Striker, let's not even get into that. We need at least 2 strikers. 1. I would say 2 actually. To be honest, if you think about it, Dovbyk was available for 30 million. Why didn't we sign him? Who else was there? Quite a bit of strikers when Boniface at Bayer Leverkusen. Even Guirassy, take a punt on him, he was about what, 10 million? 10 million! When you spend 17 million on bums like Lokonga and 34 on Fabio Vieira and stuff like that. It's all big massive mismanagement of money, of funds, of situations, opportunities, and at the end of the day, who is getting held accountable for all this? No one. And Arsenal just spewed out PR, new kits and everything, and all top gooners just swallow it with happiness. Oh yes, more PR, yeah. Then they regurgitate it, Arsenal media see that everyone thinks fine and they move on. How comes nobody calls out these things? Almost ever. Although recently more and more people kind of are calling certain things out. But overall, how come nobody calls out Edu for mismanaging Arsenal for the last few years? Calling out Arteta on many instances, by the way. It's somewhere, I tweeted this today as well if I'm not mistaken. I tweeted this out today. Somewhere. Oh, here it is. AFTV tweeted, "The journey continues. 234 games, 142 wins, 35 draws, 55 7 defeats." Okay, cool. This is what I tweeted. Is it like Dora the Explorer or what? The journey continues. How about a title, proper window, accountability, proper squad depth, and player management plus coaching? Plan B, Plan C, Plan D even, if Plan A doesn't work. Come on, what are we doing here? That is what it is for me. That is what it is. The same thing also. 4 years with no trophies, 700 million spent, second twice, shambolic window when it matters the most, minimal evolution, no accountability, rewarding failure, standards are in the bin. What will Arsenal do, for example, if we finish 4th this season? Still progress or what? That is also the big thing. Those are my first thoughts when we signed Mikel Arteta. Those are my first thoughts when we re-signed Mikel Arteta. And it's not looking great, I'm not gonna lie. Genuinely, it is not looking great in my point of view. But hey ho, it is what it is. As long as top gooners are happy and everything. Genuinely, as long as they are happy, I guess. But I guess many will disagree with me. They will think I'm stupid, dumb, buffoon, deluded, toxic, negative and all that stuff. Cool, it is what it is. It's your opinion. Yeah. Anyways, at least someone is trying to raise the standards of everything, because let's be real, we are not gonna get anywhere with every single fan supporting everything the club does. Because if you are a true friend, a true supporter, yes, you will back your team. I'm not saying I'm not backing my team, but you will call out BS that is happening. Because I'm that type of person. I don't dilly-dally around problems, I don't dilly-dally about issues. People call me harsh very, but I shoot straight from the hip when basically I have to say something. Maybe sometimes I should be sparing people's emotions, but I instantly point out certain things that I don't like if that is kinda affecting my life or my everyday situations. I'm instantly doing that. Instantly. And people don't like me for that as well. That is a big thing, and I assume many Arsenal fans won't like me for saying all these things either. But hey ho, it is what it is, I guess. Anyhow, let's talk about other things. Let's talk about Robert Pires. Robert Pires. Wish I could see the full interview because I haven't seen it. It's on DR Sports, so God help us all. He has talked about Bukayo Saka and compared him to to Jeremy Doku. There it is. What he said, these are some quotes. Bukayo still lacks a certain level of consistency. In my opinion, Jeremy Doku is a bit better. He has better dribbling skills and is more imaginative. Not gonna lie, there are two sides of this. 50-50. I partially agree and partially disagree with this. Now, first things first, there's no chance in hell that Doku is better than Saka overall. I'm just gonna say you that. Certain things Saka excels at, certain things Doku excels at where Saka doesn't. The thing is, Bukayo Saka lacks certain level of consistency. That was one of the things he said. If you look at GA and everything solely alone, yes, he is evolving, he is growing, and he's keeping numbers more or less consistent for the last few years, and everything seems all fine and dandy in that regard. The thing is though, where he lacks consistency for me specifically, is the fact that obviously it's partially also because of Mikel Arteta and the management and everything, but he needs to perform more. And what I mean by that specifically, very sorry, is the fact that there are many games when Bukayo Saka pretty much is invisible. And he just gets one assist or scores random goal and everyone hypes him up like he has had the best game ever. Truth to be told, it was shit. The game he played was shit, performance was shit. He just got an assist or a goal. That is the thing. That is the thing that he lacks, because there are games when he is legitimately unplayable, yet there are games when he disappears. I'm not talking about the last 10 games of the season when he genuinely disappears because he has been ran into the ground by manager Mikel Arteta in this instance, which gets, by the way, 15 million if you didn't know. I'm gonna beat this drum until it basically breaks. But yeah, I'm talking more about the performances overall throughout the whole season. Because he can perform. There are games when he does things. He can take on his opponent. He gets past him. He dribbles past him. But many times when he plays, he actually drops very poor performances. He doesn't take on his man. He passes it always back. He misplaces passes. When he crosses corners, he cannot get it past the first man and stuff like that. Those are places where he needs to improve and get more consistent. Because there are games when he can just pull rabbit out of the hat. He takes on opponent, he skills by him or something like that. He gets a shot off he doesn't do, which he many times doesn't. Yet for the next 5 games, we don't see him even try it once again. And that for me is a big issue. That's where he could get more consistent. He needs to find certain ways that he can play, exploit certain gaps, situations to his advantage, in a way that he does certain things. I'm not saying like he needs to do the same thing over and over and over again, but throw a spanner in the works per se. Do something nobody's expecting from you. Because we all know that Mikel Arteta loves a left-footed player on the right and right-footed player on the left. which means most likely that Sterling is played as a left wing, than a backup for Bukayo Saka. Who knows who's going to play left wing, by the way? Right wing for Arsenal after Bukayo Saka. But overall, he needs to do something else. You cannot just, when you put it on your right, cross the ball. When you put it on your left, you try to cross the ball or just pass it back. You need something else. And this is where I genuinely believe where Pires is speaking truth. Jeremy Doku is a bit better. He has better dribbling skills. And that is the thing. Jeremy Doku, compared to Bukayo Saka, has better dribbling skills. Obviously, when Arteta just came in and he put Saka on the right wing a bit more, he was gliding past defenders trying to take him on. As soon as Mikel Arteta introduced his proper system, as it's called, he doesn't do that almost whatsoever. He does it very rarely, and it feels like sometimes he's scared. But what I'm talking about here most is the fact that Bukayo Saka is very predictable of what he's gonna do. Very predictable in terms of what he's gonna do on the pitch. Either he's gonna put it on his right and whip it across, or he's gonna put it on his left and whip it across, or pass it back to Odegaard or Ben White. And that happens 99% of the time. And this is where, in my opinion, Jeremy Doku does better than Bukayo Saka. He runs around like headless chicken a lot, I'll get that. But he's more erratic. That's some things I don't like about him. But the fact is, he has better skills, technical ability. He throws spanner in the works. The fact that he runs that much around, in a way, throws opponents off. And you kind of don't know his next move. Many times with his close dribbling, he overtakes opponents. Sometimes he throws the ball past defender and outruns him. Sometimes he just takes a skill and glides past the defender or someone else. And he mixes it up. He does certain things which nobody expects. Yes, he loses possession a lot in those instances. Yet at the same time, many times it also comes off. And when it comes off, legitimately, it instantly opens the gaps and spaces for his team to attack. There's no denying that. Overall, I think he's bad. But he has his moments, let's just say that. So Bukayo Saka, in my opinion, that should learn. He should learn and maybe do something more. Maybe integrate few step overs, some skills in his game to keep your opponent guessing. Because the predictability of what Bukayo Saka is going to do every single game after game, every single time, is one of his biggest weaknesses. Yes, he cannot cross the ball in a way properly, he cannot do this, he cannot do that. At times he does some things great, some things very poorly, but the fact that he is very predictable is a massive worry for me, I'm not gonna lie. And that is why as well they can easily double triple team him and he instantly is gonna pass back. Because he doesn't have that imagination, that ability to get through three opponents. Similar like Alexis. Alexis saw 4 or 5 players in front of him, he said, okay, it's go time, and he took them on. Yes, he lost possession at times, but sometimes again, he hit the jackpot and get through them, and then everyone's open because many players have overcommitted to him and other players are left open. And that is something I think Robert Pires kind of meant in the fact that he needs to be more consistent and he needs to develop a bit more and be more imaginative. That is my opinion on it, and that's how I see Bukayo Saka. Yes, he's carrying the team, he gets GA and everything, but if we could integrate more playing with his right foot, some skills, some unpredictability into his game, he would become much, much better. Obviously, all down to Mikel Arteta, because he is a control freak and he doesn't like players kind of expressing themselves in a way. He wants them to play his system. And this is also something Arsene Wenger called out Mikel Arteta for. He said that for attack to be very beautiful, to be free-flowing, you need to let your attackers to express themselves. And that is something we saw 2 seasons ago when we were playing this expansive gun-ho football, basically, when we just scored goals for fun and everything. And I think we should do that more. That was the infamous season when the phrase "we spread the goals around" came out. And I think that is something also should be kind of considered more. And that is for me that the case. But if we return to Mikel Arteta and we look at wages at Arsenal, Mikel Arteta is about to get 15 million a year. 15 million a year! How stupid and dumb is that? 15 million a year. So 15 million a year, right? If we just take this into account, divide by 52, he's about to get 288,000 a week, which basically means he's gonna get the same amount more or less as Kai Havertz. Because I think, no, that was it in pounds or was it in euros? It's in pounds, so he's gonna get pretty much the same amount as Kai Havertz at Arsenal. How insane is that? Kai Havertz already is on 280 grand, and Mikel Arteta is gonna get only 8 grand more. Which means we are playing nearly 600k to Kai Havertz and Mikel Arteta combined. Amazing freaking hell. How mad is that? How mad is that? But I'm still baffed, and I kind of trying to content myself. I'm a bit lost for words in this regard, but I'm trying to be as calm as possible, because it was inevitable that he's gonna resign. Let's be real. That was in the cards, in the books, and everyone knew it. At the same time, it's pissing me off that we are paying him that much. 15 goddamn million. 15 million. 15! I just cannot comprehend how they could sit down, look at Arteta's dossier, and say, yep, in these 4.5, 5 years you have done an excellent job at Arsenal, we're gonna give you 15 million a year. What? This just shows how awful the system at Arsenal is for wages. Because he's the second highest paid manager in the Premier League, by a mile, by the way, because the next highest paid manager is Arne Slot, who earns less than 7 mil, which means he earns more than twice as much as Arne Slot, which is the third manager from Premier League, which is already insane. And if you think about it, 15 million a year, that is a disgrace for winning nothing. You basically are rewarding for failing at winning trophies. That's what it is at the end of the day. He's won one FA Cup. Okay, cool. But that was with a squad he didn't even build. That was from Emery and Wenger inherited. So you give him 700 million. He destroys the squad he had. He builds his own team. He builds his own system and all that crap. And, plus buys a dog, by the way. And does nothing. Gets us top 4. 2 years challenging, which we should have won, by the way, both times. Especially the second time when we just shot ourselves in the foot, which is basically something Arsenal do every single time when they need a massive result. And yeah, you give them for that. 4 years, 700 million spent, nothing won. Third, fourth round exits, mostly in FA Carabao Cups. And you give him for that 15 million a year. How comes Mikel Arteta has signed more contracts and actually won trophies at Arsenal is beyond me. I'm not gonna lie. It's a mystery which never is gonna be resolved, I guess. Never will have an answer. But something I want to talk about: salaries. Mikel Arteta, second highest paid manager in Prem, third highest paid manager in the world of football. In the world of football, third highest paid manager for winning nothing. But look at the salaries Arsenal players are getting. Salaries Arsenal players are getting. Look at this. Look. I'm gonna fix this a bit like this so you kinda can get the gist of it. Look at salaries Arsenal players are getting. Notice something very common here. Something very common here. If you actually pay attention to this, do you notice it? Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 players earn more than 100 grand. 18 players earn more than 100,000 a week. More than 100,000. 18 players out of 22. We have 22-man squad, which is smallest squad in Premier League, where we have 4 players injured and 1 is on a red card, which means we have 18, 17-man squad to go and play against Spurs. We can put on 11 and we have half a bench. Unless you put in Manieri, Skelly and other under 21s, we have half a bench to put on the bench basically. And no impact, because most of them are defenders as well in a way. But, back to the case. Look, only 3 players are getting less than 100 grand. Well, 4 technically netto, but we don't count him. 3 players are getting less than 100 grand, right? Kiwior is getting 58 grand for doing what at Arsenal specifically right now. On top of that, Gabriel Magalhaes is only on 100 grand a week. Only 100 grand a week. While bums like Zinchenko is on 150. For what? For what he has deserved to get 50 grand more than Gabriel Magalhaes? What has he deserved to get that? On top of that, if you look at contracts, right? Gabriel, Martinelli, Saliba, Saka, and Gabriel Jesus, all 5 of them, contracts run out at the same time when Mikel Arteta does. Interesting, isn't it? The same time when Mikel Arteta's contracts run out. Add 1 year on top of that. Havertz, Rice, Odegaard, White, Raya, Timber, and Kiwior technically. So another 6 players whose contracts run out 1 year after Mikel Arteta's contract runs out. So there might be something to it as well. But why I am saying about these salaries, look, you see how very high salaries Arsenal have. Subpar players on 100 plus grand. Let's go to, well, let's just go for City since we are playing against them. Just for comparison. Do you see something here that the Arsenal doesn't have? Do you see the scale? Do you see the scale of salaries? It grows increasingly based on players that you have at the club and how they are growing slowly. Yes, they are title winners, but they still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16 players get more than 100 grand, but they have titles and everything. So that is kind of acceptable. But again, 1 player on 90, rest of them are on 50 or below. You have you have very nice growth of salaries very, very slowly. It's a nice scale to look at. After City, let's go to Liverpool. Let's look at Liverpool's salary in this instance. You will see the same thing. Nice, slow growth of salary. Very nice, starting from 7 to 10 to 40 to 55, 85, 120 something, and Salah obviously gets 350. Very nice, slow growth of salary depending on certain players and stuff like that. But it grows slowly. It's a nice increase based on, in a way, in the roles and everything. Slow and nice increase. Now for the sake, let's go back to Arsenal. How comes there is no growth in salary? Everyone's instantly 90 bags or more. Instantly. 90, 100 or something. There is no one on 10, 50, 30, 40, none of that. No young players, no nothing. No players who play some roles, nothing of that. Instantly, 90 grand or more. We are basically paying money Manchester United play their players. And even though Manchester United have overpaid players in their squad, their salary still grows exponentially slowly. See? 5, 20, 28, 40, 50. Everything goes by progress. 65, 75, 105. See? It slowly grows. Arsenal don't have that. They have instantly 100 grand and that's it. 100 grand or above. There is no growth, no room, no nothing. How comes that is the case on every single club except Arsenal? How come every single club knows how to play proper salaries when Arsenal instantly overpay the players and there's a massive block of players who are on 100 plus. 18 of our 22 players we have are on 100 plus K a week. 18 out of 22. If you include Timber and Trossard, it's 20 out of 22 are instantly pretty much on 100 grand or more. That's the whole squad. Everyone's getting at least 100 bags a week. How comes none of other Premier League clubs, no other Premier League club has this kind of wage structure? How comes? How comes someone at Liverpool, for example Liverpool, let's say, right? You see Trossard 90, Timber 90, Gabriel Magalhaes is on 100, right? If you go to Liverpool and you look at their wage structures, how comes, for example, Konate is only on 70 and not instantly 100? Luis Diaz on 55, right? Joe Gomez on 85. How comes they are on such low wages? Not instantly. If it was at Arsenal, Diaz would be on about 130, 140. Konate would be on 120, 150, something like that. We are just wasting money left, right, and center. And we're not wasting money only on transfers. We're wasting money all over the place, every single way we can. We overpay for players, overpay their salaries, and we waste money where we shouldn't be wasting. And now on top of that, it's bad enough that Havertz is on 280 grand, Jesus is on 265, which comes over nearly 550 grand a week. We pay our main best strikers slash attackers, Havertz and Jesus, 550 grand, half a mil. Half a goddamn mil a week. Like, are we serious even here, or what are we doing? And now on top of that, we are paying Arteta 15 mil a year, which comes out to £288,000 a week, which is only 8 grand more, only 8 grand more than Havertz is getting at Arsenal at the moment. It's just insane. Third highest paid manager in world of football. Third highest paid. Next highest paid Premier League manager is Arne Slot, who earns 2.5 times less than Mikel Arteta is earning. I get it, first year and everything. Ten Hag, also 2.5 times less. At the same time, you look at managers Arsenal should be looking at. Diego Simeone, 5 million less than Mikel Arteta. Ancelotti, 5.4 million less than Mikel Arteta per year. Who else is there? Simeone Inzaghi, 5.5 million. He gets 3 times pretty much less than Mikel Arteta. And what has Inzaghi done at Inter Milan? What has Ancelotti done at Real Madrid? And he gets 5.4 million less. Like, where are the brain cells of this club? Where's the accountability for wasting all this money in these situations? It's bad enough that we have re-signed Mikel Arteta and he's staying here. But we are paying him that kind of money. Second highest paid manager in Prem and third highest paid manager in the world of football. Seriously, this is embarrassing. This club is washed. And I'm telling you this right now. This season, whoa, my camera just went. We are not winning anything. This season, we are winning nada. Already can bookmark it. But anyways, I think on that note, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for chilling. If you're new around here, don't forget to smash thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell. You have been fantastic. Thank you guys so much for chilling in the chat. Big up Abdu, Nick, BX Gunner, Coach, everyone who has been here. Let me know what you think. Mikel Arteta, 15 mil a year, insane, realistic, deserved, or what? Let me know that in comments below. Take care, stay safe, and see you all tomorrow.